Now, she appeared just a few months ago on Loose Women to launch our breast cancer screening awareness campaign, Don't Skip Your Screening. Now, Sarah, Duchess of York, has revealed that she's been diagnosed with skin cancer. The melanoma was discovered while she was undergoing treatment for breast cancer. And in her Instagram post, she said, naturally, another cancer diagnosis has been a shock, but I'm in good spirits and grateful for the many messages of love and support. I believe my experience underlines the importance of checking the size, shape, colour and texture and emergence of new moles that can be a sign of melanoma, and urge anyone who's reading this or listening to this now to be diligent. Brenda, you were on the panel when Sarah was here and you discussed breast cancer. She obviously had had a mastectomy. This was just 6 months ago. She had the mastectomy. So this is a terrible shock for her and you.
Absolutely. I mean, when she was on, I didn't realise until she came on and we started talking how very similar our situations were. You know, we made the little joke, my Pinky and Perky. She gave names to hers and mine is Pinky and Perky for my mastectomy. And it was, you know, we had the same operation and everything. And so I can absolutely imagine how she must be feeling right now. I know, you know, children are very... the first thing that came into my mind when I had my diagnosis was how am I going to tell the children, how am I going to tell the family, and how am I going to be there for them? So, but the one thing that I did get, you know, she's very, very positive and she has a very good outlook on things, which a lot of the times a positive mental attitude is sometimes what is half the battle of where your mindset's at. I can imagine how shocked I was shocked to read it myself, you know, and...
She did say after, you were saying about her positive attitude, after she'd had the mastectomy, she was at a gala event somewhere and she was giving a speech and she said that she was blessed to be well and to have looked cancer in the eye and not blinked. That was then. You know, she's got to look cancer in the eye.
Unfortunately, I think so many people, when they get a diagnosis, they just automatically think the worst, which I am responsible for that as well. But it's, you know, you can be in denial or you can do something about it. And I think it was really great having her on the show to highlight that you must get checked no matter what. Check yourself no matter what.
And I suppose... it does remind us all, Olivia, I mean, obviously this is moles, but when we've talked before about our campaign to check yourself for anything, actually, to be responsible for your own body and your health as much as you can.
Yes. I mean, I spoke about a year ago on my Instagram about going and doing a mole mapping, which I obviously, very privileged position, I was able to do that privately because I know you can request it on the NHS, but obviously the waiting times are huge. And off the back of that mole checking, mapping appointment, I ended up having a couple of moles removed. Luckily, they were completely fine, but like you say...
Why did you go in the first place? Were you concerned?
So my mum's always been very skin aware. She's been quite like a mouldy person and she had a couple of moles removed over the years and I think she saw a mole on my back and was like, oh, that one's changed a bit. You know, I can't tell you if that's, you know, right or wrong. Go and get it checked. So I think it's a good thing to do. I think if you can do it, or if not, so you try and sign up through your GP to do that. I think in the UK, we do have quite a lackadaisical approach to skincare in terms of the sun and wearing sun cream, you know, compare us
Mostly because we don't have enough sun.
We don't.
Exactly.
And when it does come out, we burn ourselves, which is really, really dangerous, as we know now.
Well, I have to say, I've been guilty of that when I was young, you know, of just this obsession to have a suntan. It's not, nothing, you know, people kind of think that came from Love Island or, you know, this kind of...
They blame us for everything. Anything they can blame us for.
But Linda and I were talking about it this morning. I was like, we're a similar age. And I was like, when did we get this obsession to be so tanned?
Well, because we never used to go abroad, so we just rely on the weather in England, which doesn't happen to be very sunny much, does it? And I always thought it was rich people that had suntans because they could afford to go abroad, and us poor people couldn't afford it. But I absolutely love a suntan, and I'm really guilty of, like, I once bought this little facial sunbed thing, and you're supposed to done it for 2 minutes at first, then you go up to 3 minutes. I stayed on it for 10 minutes, and I had blisters all over my face. I had to go to the hospital.
That's how ridiculous it is, you know. I used to do sunbeds when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
I wouldn't
fake tans weren't very good then. But
I still fake tan now because it covers all my liver spots up.
But we would literally fry ourselves, and actually, because like that, I actually go and have a mole check every couple of years, because also my parents were abroad a lot when we were young, and we just weren't aware of skin cancers then. So once you had a bit of colour, we were all running around in the sun. So I am obsessed with always looking.
Lauren has had some moles on her back, and I was like, we was on holiday, and I was like looking at her back, and I said, I'm sure they've got bigger. You better get this checked when you went home. So she did get it checked, and I went with her, and I thought they'd just take the little top of the bit off the mole, but they don't. They dig right in until they make sure they get all of it out.
Yeah.
But I think if anything changed in my body, my husband wouldn't notice. He wouldn't notice if I was on fire.
Well, listen, we're gonna come on to talk about that, but just to say our very best to Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, our very best to you going forward with your treatment, and thank you for being so open about it, because it's because you do that we all talk about it, and if one person today goes to get a mole checked out, then hopefully you've done a fantastic job for us.